All right, so welcome everybody to our Tuesday night team call. We have a guest speaker tonight, Angie Green, who is my mentor. So for those who don't know, Angie and I have been working together for like 9 years now. And I think it's 9 years now, Angie, it's getting there. But I look up to Angie because we always will just message each other, even if it's just every once in a while, just to say like, hey, how are things going, just in general? And then we'll check in with the business. But I just feel like we have a friendship. It's not just like a business friendship. And she is someone that is so like passionate about Beachbody and what it represents. And she lives it, she breathes it. Her husband is also a coach with her, and they do this together. And they are an example that, Steve, her husband, it's not like he's doing it 100% of the time. He's taking care of a lot of other things around the house as well, kind of like what my husband does. So he takes a different role, but it allows her to be able to work her passion, right? Which is not just Beachbody, but some other things involved with health and fitness as well. And I think that's one thing that I wanted Angie just to talk about tonight, is that Beachbody isn't just about the fitness. Angie's also an instructor, but she is also, over the past 2 or 3 years, dove more into the nutrition aspect. She underwent a transformation herself after having her little Maya, and so she'll explain a little bit about that. So I thought it would be great for Angie to come on and talk to us about Nutrition Plus, which is soon going to be a part of Body, and how can we go about leveraging these resources and helping our clients, our customers, our community, ourselves. And so take it away, Angie. We're super excited. So do your part, and then after we can do a quick Q&A afterwards.
Okay, perfect. And if you want to set up, like when I'm ready to share my screen, I can go in and show you guys a little bit. And I'll share a little bit about what the majority of us, not just our team, but the majority of the coaching network is doing now, and what we need to transition to do, and how we can do that, not only to best help our challengers, but to also best help grow your business. And so obviously we talked a little bit about this before we recorded the call, but if you're listening in just now, we were talking about how a lot of times we are always leading with the workouts. Even when we share our stories and share our experience online, we do the quote unquote sweaty selfies, we do the shakes too, we do recipes, but we a lot of times focus on sharing the workouts that we're doing on a daily basis. And 9 times out of 10, when I am approached from someone who needs to lose weight or get healthier, they always approach me about the workouts. Like, hey, I need to really focus on my health. Can you help me with workouts? Hey, I need to lose weight. What do I need to do for workouts? Hey, that's always the approach. And so as I have kind of developed over the past few years and dove deeper in nutrition and developed a bigger passion for it, I now know that my immediate response to them always is, I don't even talk about workouts. My first question is, how's your nutrition? Because you really can work out all day. We can put people on a program and they will get results, but where the most enhanced results will comes from nutrition. And I mean, we can talk about the pandemic. That's another issue, but obviously nutrition is more important than ever.
Yeah.
Does somebody need to be muted? Oh, there we go. Okay. So a lot of times that's what we're doing now, right? We're diving into the workouts, we're making them look flashy and fun, and we have people coming to us and we set them up with BOD and we direct them, and we guide them through and we help them pick a program, and then we say, oh, every program also comes with a meal plan and you have recipes, and we have some nutrition programs as well. Put you in my BOD group, let's go. And we kind of get started that way, and it's almost backwards. The exercise portion is fun and flashy, but in my opinion, I've learned over the past couple of years, and again, this is speaking for myself, maybe you already operate your business this way, but the workouts have too much emphasis on them in terms of what we can offer and how we can impact their life and what will give them the most results. So what we need to move towards, and I think I would love to see the entire network make this transition, we need to stop, number one, labeling ourselves as a fitness company. And I still say it all the time in my stories. I just said it the other day when I said I partnered with a fitness company. I'm trying to move away from that language because we offer so much more than exercise and fitness programs. So you can say fitness and health, or a health company. You know, a lot of times we say I'm a fitness coach. You could label yourself as a health coach. But we need to just really create more awareness that we have way more to offer than just workouts. So if you don't remember anything else that I say tonight, your biggest takeaway is we have to start leading with nutrition first and foremost. We're no longer just a fitness company. We have to really focus on those nutrition resources too, because that will give the most people long-term success. It will also give you the most leverage in your business. So how do we do that? We have to focus on nutrition first, and primarily now with Nutrition Plus, which obviously is turning into Body, there's no greater resource and better way to do that. So I'm going to just kind of walk you through a little bit step by step on how I would typically do that with someone, and how you can get started doing it too. So number one, we know our first vital behavior is be a product of the product, right? So if you don't have Nutrition Plus, or you don't even know what I'm talking about with Body, you know, you're not caught up with any of that stuff yet, that would be step number one. Is I encourage you to just start educating yourself, dive into Nutrition Plus a little bit, see what it's about, click around, look around. You know, you can't like undo anything once you're in Nutrition Plus. There's so many different resources. In a nutshell, I'm not really familiar with Weight Watchers in terms of their program, but I know in terms of their membership, that's kind of how I compare Nutrition Plus. It's like a monthly membership. So with that comes new resources, new recipes, more direct access to the trainers, Alana and Autumn, depending on who you prefer and which route you go. We'll get there. And it allows you to be a deeper part of the nutrition community, which we know obviously the community aspect is huge in terms of support, accountability, and success. So be a product of the product. Start with that. I know most of us drink Shakeology on a daily basis. We love it. We believe in it. We talk about that. But that's just one meal out of the day or one snack out of the day. We have to dive deeper into the nutrition and help people get greater results and eat and drink beyond the shake. And Nutrition Plus is the perfect way to do that. So I'm going to make it really simple for you guys and just kind of take a few minutes to walk you through how I typically take a new customer or challenger step by step. And I suggest that, you know, you can write the steps down and you can go through these steps yourself first and foremost. And then as you learn, you can start that approach with your new clients that you bring in as soon as you want to start. So let's talk about using the tools. And again, as you go through this to become a product of the product, exactly what you do is exactly how you will have them do it as well. Ultimately, I consider taking someone through Nutrition Plus as kind of a guided learning system, because the goal is to be independent. The goal for all of my challengers is to allow them to not have to think about making a healthy choice, right? When they're putting something in their body, they automatically know the things that they will make them feel better and the things that won't make them feel better. And then finding that balance, but ultimately not having to stress out about food, not having to really think about food. And the way that we do that is by empowering them to give them control to learn not what to eat, but how to eat as a part of their lifestyle. Because I just had my mom was here tonight, and you know, one of the hardest people to motivate is your family. And my mom said it again tonight. She's like, I just want someone to tell me what to eat. And I like wanted to take the fork and like jab it in my eye. I'm like, Mom, you don't need someone to tell you exactly what to eat. You just need to learn how to eat. And you need to understand the difference between healthy choices and not healthy choices and finding the balance in between. And that's it. Don't make it complicated and hard. And so sometimes I feel like the meal plans that are in the programs are complicated and hard, because you have to get the shopping list together. Then you have to go get the items. Then you have to figure out what shopping list, what item goes with what meal, and then put it together that way. And I'm not a cook. I'm not a chef. I don't enjoy cooking. So I just did a series of stories yesterday on meal prep. Like some people consider meal prep writing down what you're having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day throughout the week. Oh my gosh, that would like hurt my brain. I can't live my life like that. Some people can, and I think it's awesome that you need that structure and you thrive on that structure. I do not thrive on that structure. When I meal prep components. So I'll meal prep some brown rice, and I'll meal prep cauliflower rice, and I'll meal prep sauteed vegetables, and I'll meal prep chicken and ground turkey. And then I build my meals from that throughout the week. So that's what works for me. Some people really thrive on structure. And again, it's about helping our clients figure out what plan works the best for them. And I'll show you how to do that if you're not familiar. Okay, I'm getting off track.
Angie,
Sorry,
I'm gonna
Mom.
ask, can I
Yes.
ask real quick though? So also just like Danielle was saying, how that works for her. So for you, I'm just curious. So with Steve and you in this season, do you prep all that stuff? Is it because you're throwing together your meals at different times? Is that like easy? Or do you guys like sit down and have a meal together? I'm just curious because that's too how we can figure out like for people like what might work better, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And we'll talk about the quiz that you take because that question is a part of that. But the season that we're in right now, our schedules are totally opposite. So we don't eat together, but also it just works better for me, you know, being an adult and having a toddler who's very picky. It's easier to build separate meals with the same ingredients. That makes sense. So that's one of the reasons why that works for us too. Okay. So let's talk about the tools. So here's how I typically get someone started with nutrition, or I'm sorry, in a challenge group, because like I said, I always lead with nutrition first, the workout second, and I'll tell them that we're going to start by focusing on your nutrition first. You know, when they get the challenge pack, their Shakeology is in the mail, and so I'll tell them that is one meal or snack done that you do not have to worry about. So we just want to educate you and get you on the right track so you can figure out how you're going to continue, you know, living your life the best you can, the healthiest that you can, based on your circumstances, what works for you and what doesn't. So step one is taking the quiz that is in Beachbody On Demand. I don't know if you want me to share my screen. Do you guys know what quiz I'm talking about? Do you want me to show you it?
Yeah, we've seen it, but share your screen, feel free.
Oh my gosh, this is really embarrassing. My screen is a hot mess. Do I have, can I do that? Jackie saying
I think
yes.
so. I made you a host.
Got it. Okay, you see it? Okay, cool. So if you go into Beachbody On Demand and you go to the nutrition piece and it says start here, 2 nutrition programs to pick from. The video is like 2 minutes long. That will tell you a little bit of the difference between each one. Where is that quiz? See, I usually look at this from my phone. Hold
You
on.
passed it. Go back down. It should be, it's usually like right at the beginning.
I know, isn't it? Oh, right here.
Find your nutrition. Yeah.
Program. Okay. So, I mean, I could take you through it. You guys can, you know what? You can do it on your own, because even if you set up just a free trial, you'll be able to go through this on your own. Even if you're not going to continue Nutrition Plus or Body, you can still do the trial. But basically, it'll take you through the quiz and it will ask you a series of questions. And the 2 most important questions that they're trying to figure out is, do you want structure or do you want more freedom? You know, more structure or less structure? Based on a series of questions that it asks you, it's going to say the best fit for you is To Be Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix. So you want to get to know that quiz, obviously take it yourself and see how it ranks you, so you know what kind of questions that they're going to get asked as well. But that's the main question I think that's going to determine. And the other one is, do you feel like you always need to eat until you're full? Like, are you a volume eater? Or do you want to focus on portions? Do you feel like that, you know, works best for you? So again, they're asking a couple of very specific questions to Portion Fix and To Be Mindset. So that is really, really crucial. And again, I'm having them go through the quiz. I'm showing them where it's at, during our getting started right. And then I have them take the quiz on their own and report back to me their results. And then from there, I help them, okay, this is what your results said on your quiz. And I kind of review just to reiterate. So what you're saying is you would work best if you had more structured portion control with your food. You think you'll enjoy using the containers. I reiterate that based on what they said on the quiz, because there was one time where they were like, oh, wait, I didn't know I had to use these containers. I don't want to use containers. And then I was like, okay, let's revert back, take a step back. And then from there, we still haven't talked about workouts. So from there, we then go into the program, whether they decide to be mindset or ultimate portion fix. This graphic is also a graphic that I will send them. And if you guys don't have access to these, Nat, I can send all of them to you. But this is a good one to determine the difference between the two. And you can give them that before the quiz, just to let them take a look before they take the quiz. So they kind of know, again, a little bit about each plan, but you're basically going to tell them we have 2 nutrition programs available. Both are going to teach you how to eat. And we're going to pick the best one that we think is the best fit by taking a quiz, going into Nutrition Plus. Here's how you do it. And then once they do that, then I send them the schedule. So let me pull these up side by side here. So this is the video schedule. And this, again, is just a resource that we created that you guys are welcome to use, but you don't have to use it. But for me, I feel like they need to see these videos broken up, because if they go into the program, they're like, oh my Lord, this is a lot of videos. I don't know what, and then they start to feel overwhelmed. So I immediately send them this based on what they pick and have them go through it. On my whiteboard, just right here, I'll put their name, their program that they have, and I kind of keep track, like, okay, if you're following 2B Mindset, day 1, you're just going to watch this. Day 2, you're going to watch this. Day 3. And then I kind of just know what day they're going to start watching the videos, just so I can kind of keep track. So I have them like up on a calendar on a whiteboard. I just write their name down. This will help break it up. And then I tell them this is self-guided. It's self-paced. You can message me on Facebook any questions you have after each day. If not, we can reconnect, but don't wait to start implementing principles until you're done. Like whatever they learn on day 1, I want them to implement on day 1. Whatever they learn on day 2, I want them to implement, it's like learn as you go, kind of like coaching is, right? So this will just help break it up for them. So the client that I was talking about, Jennifer, the one that just finished 21-day reset, she is now going to 2B Mindset to help sustain. And again, we did it backwards with her. She initially became a client because she bought Ultimate Reset. And now that she's done with that, now I had her go in and take the quiz, and she's going to focus on 2B Mindset towards the end. So I can stop sharing this. I think that's the only thing I wanted to show you. Okay. So that's a great way to help them get started. And to be honest, I'm a 2B Mindset girl. You probably figured that out. So I haven't watched all of the new portion fix videos yet. But you don't really need to, because again, you're just more their support system, their coach, and the goal is to get them to become very independent with the tools that we're giving them. So once you give them those graphics to guide them, then as you're doing that, you can also start incorporating exercise. But it's really helpful to know the person you're working with, because if that's too much for them, focus on nutrition first before you start incorporating the workouts. Oftentimes I find it's really, really hard to get a challenger started with the nutrition videos and with a workout program. And they always want to start with a workout program. But again, I really have them try to focus on learning the program as they're getting their Shakeology in, and then incorporating bod workouts when they're ready. And then, from there, it's the same thing that we always do. We put them in our challenge groups. We make sure we're doing our check-ins. Accountability is the main key. And then from there, hopefully they start kind of get rolling. And then I move into step 4, which is prep them to transition to be a preferred customer. The way that you need to do that, obviously, if the programs are working for them and you're talking back and forth about the results they're getting, what they're implementing, what they're learning, and how it's impacting their life. You also need to constantly reiterate the importance of Shakeology, because a lot of times people aren't educated on it. And so they just think it's a protein shake or it's a health shake and it's got a few superfoods. And so I try to focus on, not just in my bod groups, but in talking one-on-one with my challengers who are drinking it, reiterating what's in there. And, gosh, I don't know how long Shakeology's been out, 10 years? And I'm still learning about it. And so as I learn, I share. And so whether that's in a bod group or one-on-one, I'm always trying to give little nibbles, tidbits on what they're getting from the shake and how it benefits them on a specific level, on a cellular level, like really dive deep into Shakeology and help them understand the many, many benefits. And if you aren't well educated yet on Shakeology, there's a couple of great posts. Every year we do a post in Team Dynamite. I think it's called Take a Deep Dive in Shakeology. I know some of you knows what I'm talking about. And so we just do a little contest where everybody takes one ingredient out of the shake. We list it underneath the post and we talk about how it's beneficial to the body. And so if you need resources, go to those posts, right? Like just go to Team Dynamite and in the search type Shakeology and you'll find it. It's a graphic that says take a deep dive in Shakeology. Like I said, we've done it every year and there's a ton of comments underneath that will break down all the ingredients. You can of course always Google it too. You can learn anything on Google, right? But the more that we get them engaged in understanding everything that Shakeology offers, that's how we lead into preferred customer, because obviously that will give them the 25% discount. It'll save them money every month on Shakeology, even with the preferred customer monthly fee. And also, obviously, that will help you build your business. And that's why Shakeology retention is a huge part of people's health journey, but also your business. So that's kind of where we lead in from there. And, transitioning to PC, that could be a whole nother team call. But the bottom line is the commitment, the discipline, the accountability really has to be a greater part about the nutrition lifestyle and getting people to the point where they don't have to think about healthy eating most of the time, or they think about it, just like we were talking about in the beginning, like, I know this probably isn't going to make me feel great tomorrow, but, I'm going to have a glass of wine anyways, but just one, not three, that's really like the ultimate goal. And the more that we can live that and continue to educate and help people lead with nutrition, the better it is for everybody. Do I put into a bod group or individual Facebook chats? I do a mix of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like when you first start the nutrition conversation with them, that's kind of where I was going with that question. Do you start, because I don't want to put people, if we're going to do nutrition focus, I don't want them to see them in my bod groups, in my fit community, everybody posting about like their sweaty selfies if I'm trying to now incorporate more of the nutrition side of things. So that's why I was wondering where you were going, how you started that.
Well, I usually tell them the workouts are awesome, but your greater results will happen with nutrition. So let's get started there.
Okay.
And then you can even get them a timeline, like 1 week, and then we'll dive into bod. If they come back to you and they're like, I want to start workouts now, then hey, go for it. But you don't want to lose that nutrition piece.
All right. And then when you go and you talk about, to kind of piggyback off that question, when you talked about going into the preferred customer, so I'm leading with that first now instead. What's the difference, or what have you found between leading with preferred customer discount coach versus the way you're doing it, where you kind of get them started first and then see if they like it and go, and then how long do you wait before you actually talk to about the preferred customer?
I'll tell you the one downside of leading with PC is you as their coach are on a greater time crunch to truly help them understand the importance of Shakeology retention, because most of the time a person's only going to be a PC for Shakeology, because if they're going to be a PC just for Energize, it might not make sense for them monetary wise, right? So a lot of that relies on their love and belief in Shakeology to stay as a preferred customer. And so you really only have a month to do that, because after the first month, they might be like, Shakeology is just okay. and they might not be feeling any results yet. And so it's really easy for them to cancel. That's the only downside. So it puts more pressure on you as the coach to build up that education and try to help them understand, like, okay, 60 days, 90 days, like you need that consistently in your body over time in order to really experience benefits from it. And sometimes that's longer than 30 days. So they might cancel before that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Let me look in the chat box. Do I know how customers can get in chats one-on-one or Facebook groups with Alana and Autumn? I mean, I know they each have their own Facebook group. I don't know how she polls. So I know Alana specifically polls people and does like the consults, every month, and then she shares those online with people. I don't know how you get picked for those. That's a great question.
Yeah, because I do have one customer who she's actually a discount member. She's like so into specific trainers and specific nutritionists. So she has like her go-to, and she talks about, I think she's in this group. I should probably ask her, like, how'd you even get in there? So I was just curious, is it available for everyone, or do you have to be chosen? So I wasn't
Hey,
sure.
Nat, I know a lot of them got in to Alana's groups through Alana's diet bet when she had that over the summer, is how she got a big group together and in that.
Which I'm not a fan of diet bets, but I was just wondering if there was like just more, I know they advertise that. So I was just curious if anybody knew.
Jackie showing you.
Yeah, there's like it's a Portion Fix exclusive community. I typed in the chat, I think you link to it originally from like within BOD, from the nutrition programs. I'll try and look that up, because I know at some point that's like you had to answer questions. Now, I don't know if it's changed, because obviously if people cancel, like they're not managing, like kicking those people out if they've canceled their like monthly membership, but I can send you this link too.
Okay, thanks, Jackie.
I think I'm in both.
Okay.
I always have them follow them on social media too. Like if you guys follow at least Alana, she's amazing tips.
That's a good point too, to say like, I want you to go and follow them right now. And that would be a good thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah. Oh, Hannah, I love this question, because this will legit and has happened for sure to people that I've worked with. Because you might try one program and it might not work for you. So it's good to have another one to try. And I think I kind of like that you're saying that, like, now that I'm looking at this, I think this might be a better fit. And because that's really what this is all about, right? Like finding the best fit for you. So I would definitely recommend looking at the 2B Mindset videos. And based on what you're saying, I think it would be a better fit for you too.
I think after knowing Hannah too for a while now, like through Jackie, Hannah is one of Jackie's coaches. I feel you would fit with that program more. So we're excited. We'll talk more about that, Hannah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, just like Angie mentioned, Weight Watchers, and I know other people have kind of compared the monthly piece to that. And I think Mindset is maybe a little, I don't know a lot about it either. I know a lot of people are using that Noom right now. Again, I don't know a ton about it. I know a couple of my friends have used it, but I think it's more that mindset piece as well. So if you happen to know somebody who's used that program or who's been maybe looking into it, I think it's like a decent amount more than what our monthly membership is. So that would be a good kind of a similar one to share the videos with them and to talk about it as a comparison, so that they can pick which one might work best for them.
Yeah, for sure. Sarah, well, in my groups, I'm in my groups on a daily basis. My BOD groups and my Facebook groups, but individually, I hold their hand a little bit more in the beginning. I don't know. I mean, every few days, if they're just starting out, and then once they're on track, then I hold their hand less and less, and maybe check in with them weekly. But I don't really I try to stay off of my news feed because it's a huge distractor, but maybe once a week I'll kind of get on my news feed, and the way the algorithm works, especially on Facebook, like the people that you message with are also the people that are going to show up on your news feed. So I try to do a quick scroll and will like and comment on some of, especially my newer challengers posts, just so they can see me publicly and know that I'm out there and I'm giving them support from a public standpoint also versus, versus the private standpoint too. So most of my regular clients, I talk to weekly. These are good questions. Keep them coming.
So logistically, how many people are you talking to a week then?
A lot. I mean, it depends on the season. It depends on how many people I'm getting started that month. But are you talking about just like my current clients that I talk to? You're not talking
Yeah,
about.
like how many, if you're checking in with people daily or weekly, and then you've got obviously your new combos, you have to go like your coach combos. I'm just trying to like fathom what those numbers look like and how to do that.
Yeah. Well, again, like the ultimate goal is to hold their hand less and less. So the people who have been on Shakeology and have gone through all the videos and I feel like once they're kind of on track, then I'll just do a quick, honestly, I'll do like a copy and paste from my list. I wish I could show you my list, but I'll just say, hey, checking in and see how things are going. If they're active in the Facebook group or the BOD group on a daily basis, then I don't feel the need to reach out to them all the time. But I will do like a copy and paste for my regulars because again, retention is huge. So I want to make sure that they know that I'm still available in there. So, but I will do like a quick copy and paste. Hey, just checking in, how are things going? Wanted to give you a quick Shakeology tip for the week or something like that.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is anybody you're getting started, you're like for that first month, like check in with them like as much as you can.
I mean, really, this is totally different, but Success Club 5 like is my non-negotiable every month. And so I really try to focus the first half of the month on getting new people started and getting to Success Club 5. And then the second half of the month, I'm really focusing on working primarily with those people who brought me to Success Club in the first place. Does that make sense?
Angie, how are you navigating the new price with this and how this is going to change with Nutrition Plus?
Well,
have you thought about like, because it's going to go up. Like I have current members that are like questioning it now. And I mean, the value is there and I know it is. And I tell them that, and like, you get the live classes now and you get like the nutrition and you get, if you opt in for the bike, this is where the bike platform is. I just can't, they're like, but it goes up. Like, why do they keep wanting my money? Like, it's all like, that's the question I'm getting right now that I haven't been able to like, actually, like, besides the fact that like, just freaking do it. Like, it's called inflation. You're getting more for your money now. Like,
are you having trouble with your, like, I feel like my Nutrition Plus people who are like the people who are investing in Nutrition Plus, like actually, I feel like they're using it because they usually cancel then and don't do the Nutrition Plus. So I feel like my Nutrition Plus people, like at least the few I've communicated with, they're not complaining. Because wait, is it an extra $5 a month? Because it's going to be 20 now, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? It's going to be $20 a month. So it's an extra $5, but now you're getting the live classes. So I feel like the Nutrition Plus people, I don't know if they understand the value, but now they're going to get the live classes for an extra $5. But I think it's the people that just have BOD that, it's going to be those people, I think, that we're going to, because that's that whole extra $20, and they might not understand the Nutrition Plus.
I have both that are like questioning it, that I'm trying to field questions about, like, do I rejoin, like people that canceled their Nutrition Plus, is it really worth me coming back? So I think like from your talk tonight, like focus wise, just talk more about the nutrition than the live classes. Unless they're so fitness based, I just do the live classes part that I can't get like them to even commit to nutrition part.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm struggling with my current community of people.
Yeah, I haven't run into that issue. I'm more with Natalie, with like the bod people
Mhm.
wanting to move in body into the upgrade. But you don't have to specifically lead with nutrition. You can lead with total package, but focus on nutrition first. So maybe we have to change like the wording around of it a little bit. I don't know. I have to think
Okay,
about
this is a random. I'm just curious. So I don't use it enough, and I know that. What way do you tell them is the easiest way for them to navigate to their Nutrition Plus resources? I have it in an email, and I click a link on an email, and it always takes me there. But I want to know the best way to tell someone else to get. Like I've got my computer up right now. I got Beachbody On Demand up. So what's the easiest way for them to pull it up?
I will say I did not think it was easy from the website the first time I went on. So, because like if you're on the website, you see the top row that says like shop, Beachbody On Demand, nutrition, blah, blah, blah. And then right underneath, you see home, programs, body beta, and tracking. This is where it's confusing. Like you have to click on that second tab. You have to click on programs to access the nutrition center.
That's okay. I'm like, am I missing a Nutrition Plus tab? Like to me, I feel like I was looking for a Nutrition Plus tab or something I'm like missing, but I'm not.
I think they're pulling it out because they're trying to phase it out, but I think it's harder I felt the same way because I got on the website this morning to make sure I knew where the heck I was going for this team call. Because like I said, I usually use the app and it's so much easier on the app, the way that it's structured than it is on the website. But
okay, so I went to programs and I see the nutrition center, but like I don't see anything that says Nutrition Plus.
well, if you click on introduction to
So what am I-
nutrition, that will take you like to the home page. Because I think they're getting rid of the word nutrition plus. They're trying to phase it out.
Okay, so they have to go to the programs and then intro to nutrition. And then they click on the individual programs, whether it's the To Be Mindset or the Portion Fix, to get the Nutrition Plus resources.
Yes, because I felt the
Okay.
same way. I was like, there doesn't even say Nutrition Plus on here. But if you didn't have Nutrition Plus, you wouldn't see any of the videos. You wouldn't see like the To Be Mindset. You wouldn't see any of that breakdown. You would basically see like the quiz and then a brief intro on each one.
Okay.
Do you have Nutrition Plus? Oh, okay.
But I always access it via my email. So I have an email that has a link when it changed to the body access. So I just click on that and that's how I get there. But I want to, everyone else is not going to have an email to access the link to it. Right. So I wanted to be able to explain how to best navigate, but I haven't been able to find something in my face. But it's going to programs, going to the nutrition, going to the intro to nutrition, then clicking on the individual programs is Nutrition Plus essentially. So,
yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we should get away from the word Nutrition Plus now that you said that, Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sarah. Yeah. We could just like start telling people now, talking about it now, that it's not going to be Nutrition Plus. Angie, so lastly, if you could just talk about quickly, how excited are you about the bike launch and body in general? How do you feel it's going to change our businesses? How are you taking the approach of selling a bike now and also just having these new live classes versus everything else that's out there now? Because there is so much available in the fitness and health industry now. So what separates us from these other companies?
Yeah, those are great questions. I know there's so much happening and being released and changing. It's a good problem to have, but it's also incredibly overwhelming. And, I do this full time and so does Steve, and it's still like overwhelming for us too. So today was a really good day with the launch. I love that, with all the changes of us going public and partnering with Mix, like I can see it now, like how everything is really coming together, which is really, really exciting. I'm familiar with this indoor cycling world because I'm a cycling instructor and I have a Peloton membership and I have an indoor bike at home. I of course ordered our bike today and I'm just going to sell my old one. And because of that, I have developed a little bit on the front end of finding people who are interested in, home cycling. So I've just been reaching out and trying to talk to people. And I think I've helped 5 people get set up with their bike that I've been talking to, and they've been really, really excited. I know you can really speak on that bike, Nat, but I think it looks, and from what I've researched, it's an amazing bike. If you have any interest in it, go to Carl's Deichler's Instagram, and he did an Instagram live maybe 4 days ago, I think, with the head of the manufacturer for the bikes. And he was basically talking about how they have over the years studied Peloton. Obviously, that's our main competitor in terms of indoor cycling. And they were looking at all the common problems, the common complaints that people were having on the bike, things that were constantly breaking in terms of like the gears and things like that, and what they were made out of. And then our bikes have since had some changes made, some revisions, some, remanufacturing to make sure those problems are preventable. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I think there's enough room for everyone in the fitness world, but I think our bikes are going to be better. We're definitely cheaper than Peloton. And I love, love, love that our trainers are versatile enough that we're going to see Joel on the bike. We're going to see Autumn on the bike. And we have new trainers coming in who teach cycling as well. So I'm super excited. Music is a huge motivator for me. And obviously we have now in Body, we have original artists and original songs coming in. You don't have elevator music or cheesy, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So I think it's like one of the most exciting times in the 13 years that I've been a coach. So good times are ahead.
I'm lucky enough that Danielle did all the research for me before I bought the bike, and we bought it around the same time. And then we realized, we're like, this is like a really good bike. And we actually just found out today too, because Angie, we were chatting earlier this morning, but it's already compatible. We were able to bring up Body and Beachbody On Demand on our tablets on our bike today. All it had to do was reboot. And then there's a section where we currently have a subscription to mix like fitness. But eventually now we can make the decision once we go live with where we could cancel that and just use Body. So that'll be nice too.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I'm looking to keep my, it's called Open Fit now. And I'm looking to keep it until right now through the end of October. At the earliest I'll cancel, just because I do like the cycling, because I don't have my cadence sensor yet. So that's the one thing. Nat and I need to go get cadence sensors. And Nat, I'll talk to you. I've been researching already for us. And that's my only downfall is everything with the Beachbody ones I was like researching. They're all cadence. They're all talking about RPMs and stuff like that and where you have to be for it. And that's an automatic with the Mix 2 bike. So the Mix 1 bikes don't come with a cadence sensor. That's the difference.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. So anybody that has a Mix 1, because I've been talking with other people that have Mix 1s, like in my community, in the Mix 1 community, and they said just go get, they're talking about the sensors and you just hook it up. It's easy to do. It's battery operated.
Yeah. So if you ever run across somebody, you don't there are a lot of people that own the one, right? So anybody here, if you ever run across somebody, they might be interested in Beachbody On Demand. So, just know that that's always an open conversation. If you happen to, it is compatible with Mix 1, but now we have to find out on one of the corporate threads that I'm a part of, Angie, they were finding out if it was going to be compatible with other tablets. I don't see that happening though, right, Angie? Because why would they do that? Because then why would it would be your competitors, right?
Right. Yeah. There's no way Peloton would allow their system to clear out and end up compatible with another one. That'd be a really dumb business move if they did. I can't imagine that they would. But
the only way you can do it is my friends have gotten around this is a lot of them had the Peloton app before this came out, and they have the Peloton app on their television, and they bought a Bowflex bike or an Echelon bike, and they just do the program off the TV. It's not right in front of them on a tablet. So that's how they're getting around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Angie, one of the
Um,
questions I had, and I don't know if you have insight into this, is with the body, like, is there gonna be eventually like schedules? Like, I was on there today, there's 56 cycling workouts. I saw that. I scrolled through some are scenic rides, some of the super trainers, some are totally brand new trainers. Are all of the super trainers going to be doing cycling programs like or workouts? And is there going to be a schedule? So if you don't do it live, it's like, okay, here's, you know how Beachbody is so known for their programs and their structure of their schedules to target all your, you know, different types of workouts. Is there going to be something like that for the cycling, or is it just like random, you pick whatever?
Well, I believe every trainer will be on the bike. The only one I haven't heard from is Sean, but I know like Joel, Autumn, Dallas, Megan, like they're all scheduled to be on the bike to teach. That was one of your questions, right? I could share my screen again if you want. You can search for cycling classes. So as soon as the class is done going live, then it will remain in the library. So you can do it at any time. But I don't know if there's going to be, are you asking like a 60-day cycling program? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, like I've been on it and I've looked myself. I am familiar with what's on there. What I want to know is what to expect from body in general moving forward. Is there going to be any sort of calendars to follow, or is it all just a la carte?
Yeah, it's a la carte. So it's for the person who's like random, doesn't want a structured program to follow, or wants to break it up and mix, intermix random workouts. So it's like probably 3 to 5 new classes live every single day that remain in that library. So it again is like, if someone's familiar with Peloton, it's just like Peloton basically.
The 3 to 5 new live classes, that's from all the different genre, like all the different type of workouts.
Well, right now, most of them they're called body workouts. So you have like body strength, body boot camp, body burn, and they all follow a different structured format. And they're all 30 minutes long. And so there's body bar. So it'll be any of those few different classes a day, and they're always mixed up. I've taken maybe 3 new trainers, like didn't know them, hadn't heard their names, didn't know anything about them. And they were good. I really liked them. It was like a breath of fresh air.
But the goal for those various different like body classes, those different live classes, the goal is 3 to 5 new of those a day, moving like ultimately that's the goal.
Yeah, I think so. And that's only just from the pattern of what I see. I get on Body and I look at the schedule every single day.
Oh, okay. I didn't,
It will
in
continue
the beta
to build
phase, I didn't know if
again.
it would be different.
Yeah, a lot of it, Sarah, we don't know yet. Even corporate isn't sharing like everything.
I know,
once
but I
the
get
launch
people with
goes live.
questions and it's frustrating for me
I
to
know.
not be able to explain it.
No,
Yeah.
they don't even like, some questions are being asked in the thread I'm in, and they're saying, we don't know that information yet. Yeah.
But
But
they
that's
are
basically-
Another question
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sarah. Keep going.
Another question I've been getting is, can you, if you buy a bike, but you don't buy the body, can you still use Beachbody On Demand on the tablet?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I tried to,
I'm
by the way,
gonna
I tried to
say
ask
no.
corporate myself when I was on a,
I'm only gonna
All I know,
know-
Sarah, is I logged on
Yeah.
tonight and I was able to see, like, it showed the body workouts, but it also showed like my tracking.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, it's definitely synced with Beachbody On Demand and like the workouts I did and whatever. But I don't know, like, if someone didn't invest in body and they went to log in, which just show bod and no body, like, yeah, so that's something I don't know. But I'm assuming you're thinking of someone who would want to buy the bike and not use our classes.
Mhm.
Is that what you're thinking?
yeah, but still be able to use the tablet that can rotate 360 degrees and still use that for their other workouts.
Sure.
I mean, if they're gonna use that bike, then the only thing is, if they're not gonna use our workouts, they're gonna use probably Mix, which is open fit. And they're gonna have to subscribe to that to get the tablet working. So I have both
Yeah.
on my tablet right now. I log out of one, log into the other one, and I can toggle back and forth. I don't think, Sarah, if they buy the bike, they're going to be able to, they have to have some type of, I mean, you can ride the bike. Like I can get on the bike right now and ride it without like anybody on, like without the tablet on, but it's not.
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't even try to sell that, like that option.
You could buy a cheaper bike. That's what you want,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, if that's what they're looking for. Yeah.
And the other thing, Sarah, too, with when you were thinking of structured, I thought about it. Job 1 is going to be the one that's going to be structured with the bike come December, I believe, for classes versus that's going to actually have a calendar built with the bike. I think she was going to do it when she did new Jen Jacobs
Bike days
was
are
going
gonna
to
be
do the bike and
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah, it's just the two optionals to substitute for your cardios for the bikes. It's not like a fully dedicated cycling program. Yeah.
I think that'll be perfect with
I-
body though, because
Okay.
those workouts are 20 minutes, right? So
Mhm.
you can supplement it, with a different body workout for people who want more than 20 minutes. Sarah, your question about EST, I know that's been a huge complaint.
Yeah.
So hard because there's Pacific time. So if we wanted a 6 a.m. time, they would have to set up. So the producer of Body, his name is Paul Katami, and he was my former boss when I was former expert for Turbo Kick. So I feel like I get some of the in, and I feel like I'm catching a little bit of wind that there might be a studio location opening like New York, which would be super helpful for us because then, but again, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. And I don't even know if that's true. So I probably shouldn't have said anything, but I think that they will figure it out eventually, but that's going to take time for them to figure out.
Well, thank you, Angie. I know we've used up enough of your time. So thank you so much for coming on and talking to us tonight. Let's get a quick picture. Okay, we ready?
Awesome. I do want to say one more thing, and this might not be of interest to some of you. It might be over your head a little bit, but I'm kind of well, Steve is more of a numbers geek. And so we were talking about in terms of, we know Shakeology retention is like the best for our clients, but also huge in terms of retention for our business. And I think that Body is going to be right up there with Shakeology. So that needs to be a big focus. And, Steve and I sat down and he did the math, but, he's like, imagine if you could get 100 customers on retention for Body every single month, not just in terms of that monthly payment, but the volume. So I'm probably only speaking to people who are Emerald or above. And if anybody wants to have like a side conversation about it, that can really generate some huge team volume for your business center. And I think that if you want to like solely put your focus really on Body, dive into it, talk about it, really get people involved with it. And that's why it's more important to focus on nutrition and the workouts. That will bring huge volume, team volume up to your business. And, with that comes that residual income every week. That is really nice. So start thinking about that too.
Hey, Angie, real quick, did Steve, because you opened that door, did Steve make it, is there a difference between the one-time lump sum for the entire year versus the monthly fee for volume?
Oh, no, we didn't break that down.
Okay.
We were doing crazy numbers. Like, imagine if we could get 500 people in Body, but then I pulled back a little bit and we broke it down to like 100. I mean, I can share the math with you. So
Okay.
if it would help you guys.
Thanks,
We
Angie.
like seeing numbers. Numbers always are like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
no, we like that kind of stuff.
It's more tangible.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. And really,
Motivating.
that's like the ultimate goal of the business, right? Is as you build and develop team volume and you work on that team cycle bonus, that's just a nice bonus income you get every week. So, all right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Angie.
Thanks,
Bye,
you guys.
guys.
Appreciate it.
All right.
It's
Bye.
past your bedtime.
Way past my bedtime. All right. Good night.
Take care.